Hi, so I am finally here to do my video of things that I use to help me with my ankylosing spondylitis, ulcerative colitis, and Hashimoto's. So this is what began it all. Carol Sinclair's IBS low starch diet, and this started years ago, and this has proven itself over and over again. I recommend this book for both. It says irritable bowel syndrome, but I think it applies to disease also because I use that diet, and it's no starch, so it's eliminating all your grains, and it's similar to paleo except for there's no sweet potatoes or anything like that. And this is the iodine. This is the one I have at home, and this is my little carry one. And if you read the book, you'll know what it's about. Test it. If it turns black, you don't eat it. This is the other books that I use for my cooking. So she has some recipes in here, and actually the chocolate cake that I haven't made in years because it's really hard and a lot of steps is actually the best chocolate cake I've ever had in my life. Here's other cookbooks that I use. I use a lot of Ilana's Pantry, Ilana Amsterdam books. She also has a website, Ilana's Pantry. And then this is Everyday Grain-Free Baking and Ultimate Low Carb Diet. I use variations of these because some of these things you have starch in it. Some of the recipes have starch in it, so you have to alternate. But most of Ilana Amsterdam's recipes are good to go for a low starch diet. So those are my books. This is the Slow Star juicer that I use. It is not fast. It is quiet. But you can get more information from this by looking up the YouTuber John at Discount Juicers. And I use this to heal my gut when I first started eating foods after getting out of the hospital for pan ulcerative colitis. This is my Vitamix. Well used. I use it every day. Here's some of the flours that I use. Coconut flour, Bob's Red Mill, organic from Trader Joe's, and then that's a almond flour that I got from Costco. But my favorite almond flour out of all almond flours is Honeyville almond flour, but when it comes down to it, I just buy what I can. And then I use Costco's coconut oil. As you see, I get the big one. This is the coconut milk that I use. It's the only one I recommend. I read online somewhere that it's the can doesn't have whatever the bag cans are, and it's organic. And if you can see, it's just coconut extract, 60%, and that's not the flavored stuff. It just means extracted from the coconut. It's just coconut, and you can look that up also. And water, and it's organic. So I don't know the difference between the one that says for desserts, because they both, this one doesn't say for desserts, and they both say organic. Or this one doesn't say organic? Oh, so the one for desserts does not say organic, and this one does. Anyway, it doesn't have any Gura gums. I stay away from Gura gums, Xannon gums, and all those other gums. So I try to buy things that don't have it. This is the bone broth that I use. I do not make bone broth, and you can find this almost at any grocery store, and I get mine from Wegmans because, believe it or not, they have the best prices for this. And then this is a bone broth also. I use that. So those are things that I use when I'm fasting. Also use kombucha, which you can get at a lot of places, and any flavor. Here are some of the snacks that I eat. I would not recommend eating a lot of these at one time, but they go good, and if you see the ingredients, they are not organic. And it's low starch. It's not starch free. It has just chicken, caramelized onion, brown sugar, vinegar, salt, spices, parsley, granulated onion, browned, and vegetable oil. And you have to be careful because of their teriyaki has wheat in it, but all the other ones do not. And they taste really good with zucchini noodles. Sorry that my dog is barking. Could you pause that? Sorry about that. Here's some of the other snacks. Get this from Trader Joe's. Broccoli florets taste like potato chips. And then you know I have a dried fruit addiction I've mentioned in my other videos. So Trader Joe's dried fruit. Trader Joe's, of course I eat all these slivered almonds because I try to eat almonds, only blanched almonds. I'm finding this in more and more stores, this Barney's almond butter. And the reason why I go with this is because it is used with blanched roasted almonds. And all the other almond butters are not blanched. And I have trouble with the skins with almonds. This is the tomato juice I use for my soups. You can make a delicious soup by just mixing this and this. And then you can add whatever you want to add. That's a free recipe I just gave you. Here are some of my supplements. Oh, one more snack. Seaweed, natural iodine, I guess for my Hashimoto's. And it tastes like seaweed, potato chips. That's what they taste like, seaweed potato chips. So because I eat a lot of almonds, I try to balance it out with the L-lysine. So I will get a sore on my nose. And I've been tested, and it's not herpes virus 1 or 2. But I am assuming it's something viral, and this is really, really good for herpes virus 1, and I think it keeps all types of viruses away. And then the other thing I use is this also keeps viruses away, good for it, and it works. And I don't know why I get sores on my nose when I eat a lot of almonds. They appeared years ago when I started taking the methotrexate. And after I stopped taking methotrexate, they went away. But when I picked up and eaten a lot of almonds, they came back. And I've had them tested, and no one knows what they are. I have joint issues from all the times I flared, went off my diet. I just started taking this. And because I get bald spots, this makes my hair growing faster, does not prevent my bald spots. And the key to my supplements is I don't recommend any particular brand for supplements. It's all about ingredients. I just take something that's just other ingredients, none. This is what I prefer. When I can't get that, then I go with as little ingredients as possible. Some of the other things I wanted to talk about is my favorite websites that I use are kickas.org. So that's KICKAS.org. Really good website for support. It's a blog, not a blog. It's like a message board. And then there's Atlanta's Pantry I mentioned, nutsonline.com, and Honeyville. I think it's Honeyville Farms. I've mentioned the books that I've used, the snacks, the food, and one of the other things I do is fasting, which I mentioned. And I need sometimes motivation for fasting. And if you struggle with having self-control over what you're eating, I watch sermons on gluttony. Hey, that's what works for me. And Shane, I think Idleman, you can just put in Pastor Shane, has really good sermons on gluttony. And they're not beat you up gluttony or anything like that. That's just the title of the sermons. And they just talk about fasting and both spiritual and physical benefits of fasting. And I do both, and I don't intentionally combine them. So thank you, and if you have any questions and comments, leave them down below, and I will list some of the details of what I talked about in my description.